Morena e te whānau. Welcome to your yoga this morning. We're going to be working into our hands. So a really important part and function in your practice are anything that touches your mat, being your feet or your hands. We have a really delicate little wrist joint above the hands. So we're going to look at building up some strength and understanding how they work and then getting into the practice of using them. So come on over into your hands and your knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. And then just very gently untuck the toes if you're comfortable here. Any padding under the knees, please go find that. And gently start to rock from side to side. So as you move the weight to the right palm of the hand, keep the left palm of the hand light. And notice the engagement that you're feeling here on the side of your body and also through the palm of your hand. And just notice if you're locking out your elbow joint here and see if you can soften that a little bit more. Notice how that is starting to change the experience that you're having on this right side. And then place the left hand down, move your weight slowly, and now notice the ripple effect of the core going from one side to the other. Keeping the right hand light, softening through the elbow on the left side, just let this really start to settle and land. Feel the engagement again down the left side of the body through the core. And then as you breathe in, switch the weight and feel the ripple across through the midline of the body to the right hand. Left hand is light. And then over to the other side. Good. Really starting to take the weight out of the right hand. Feel the left hand actively engaging here. Good. And now this time as you look down at your right hand, really hug the thumb to center. So really focusing on drawing the thumb into the midline of the mat. And now fan the fingers wide and notice how you feel a strength, a stability through the lower limb. And then come back over onto your left hand. Feel the ripple effect through the core. Start to notice the thumb hugging in left side and the fingers fanning really wide. And notice that you'll feel a little bit more stability through the wrist joint and the forearm. Let's just do that a couple more times. Come back into the right side. Good. And then coming back into the left, fully active through your hand. Awesome. Cool. And then come sitting down onto your heels. I'm going to tuck my toes. I quite like to get a little bit of length through the soles of the feet first thing in the morning. And let's start to look at trying to work through our shoulders. So just rolling through the shoulder saddles here. Of course, this is where the hands land. And today, the support mechanism through the palm of the hand comes up through to the shoulders. So we need to stabilize here. And then just start to roll the right arm forward and around and back. Let's do that another 4 times. If you need to come off your toes, if you've got them tucks, yogis, go ahead and do that. Sometimes I forget, and it is a place of comfort for me, but it should never be a place of purgatory where you're suffering. Good. Place this hand down, left hand to the front of the room. Just feeling these lovely rotations through your shoulder socket. If there's any kind of vibration that you're feeling, any kind of energy, if there's a little place that's a bit stuck or there's a lot of freedom, good. And then both arms up to the sky, right arm back, left arm forward. Let's just warm up through the shoulder sockets, taking our time, noticing, being aware, and starting to gather the information for your practice. Come back center, let's go the other way. Good. Remember, if you're on your toes, feel free to pop off them. Another couple. If you feel that you've lost the forward-backward motion, don't worry too much about that. Come back center, come back into the palms of your hands. Good. Untuck the toes if you haven't already and roll through the ankles. Wriggle the toes. As you breathe in, come into a very soft cat pose. Good. As you exhale, come back center. Breathing in, come backwards into child's pose. Good. And as you inhale, come back up. Neutral. Come on back into a soft cat pose. We're just going to continue through this little variation of cat-cow back to neutral. Outer hips back and down. You can land onto a block if you're tight through the lumbar spine. And then back into neutral on the exhalation. Good. And again, breathing in. Back to neutral, breathing out. feel the hands. Press into the palms of the hands to push the pelvis back. Good, and then draw the hands towards the knees as you come back neutral. Breathe in. Breathe out. Thumbs are hugging, fanning the fingers. Good. Press back into the hands, take the pelvis back into child's pose. And then come back into neutral, drawing the hands back towards the knees. So you're starting to feel activity through the shoulders. Breathe in. This is where we open up through the front of the chest. Breathe out, back to neutral. Press into the palms of the hands and come back. Good, and then back on neutral. Exhaling, cross the ankles. And then just come sitting down onto the buttocks. We'll take a twist, right foot in front of the left. The right hand to the outside, back of the body, and the left hand to the outside of the right knee. And as we do that, lift up through the crown of the head and then rotate here. And then start to just breathe really big breaths into the side body. So you can start to feel the shoulder and all the activity in underneath it and around it. The ribs are expanding here. And then coming on back neutral. Sweeping straight over to the other side, left hand behind, right hand to the outside of the left knee, lifting up, finding that wonderful place of rotation here. Good, breathing in, coming on back center, and come back into your hands and your knees. Take child's pose, and then walk your hands off to the right side of the mat, pressing your outer left hip back and down. And then from here, if you are comfortable, you're going to start to focus on dropping your left armpit down to the mat. Bring the right hand in beside the right leg, and then press into that hand and roll up to the sky. So rotating the vision to the sky, and there's a significant amount of weight into your left side just now. Good, one back center. Just allowing yourself to let the right shoulder drop down first and then come back, both hands long. And then popping off to the left side. The right armpit sinks to the earth. There you go. The left hand to the outside of the left leg, knee or shin. And then just rolling up as you press into the palm of the left hand. You're still drawing back the right outer hip to get long on the side body. Right, stay with me for another breath, Yogi. And then just release. Left shoulder comes down, take the depression off the right side of the body. Come back center once again. And this time, bring the forearms to the mat, bend the elbows, grab hold of the fingers, and then just rotate through the wrists while you're still extending out through the back of the body. Roll the wrists. Beautiful. Let's go and find our first dog pose. Hands into the earth, thumbs are hugging, fingers fanning. Start to feel the pressure into the fingertips as well as into the heel of the palm. And then from here, your knees are still under your chest. Your knees are still under your hips. And just tuck the toes. Good. Keep the hands exactly where they are and start to feel that broadening through the shoulder blade, through the back of the shoulders. And then doming up just gently here. From here, just lift up your knees and let them hover off the earth. Good. So you're starting to feel all of that landing through your shoulder saddle. Keep pressing down through the fingertips. Good. Keep hugging the thumbs to center. And now see if you can press and squeeze the hands in together towards each other without moving them in the mat. I know. Stay for another breath in. And then just pop the knees back down to the mat again. Inhale, come into cat pose. Good. Exhale back into neutral. Keep the hands where they are if you can, and then just press back into child's pose to lengthen out of that pose. Come back into hands and knees. Beautiful. Tuck the toes, hug the thumbs. Let's go for a second round. Breathing in. Just float the knees up off the mat. Press and squeeze. Just check in for me here, yogis, to see if you've locked out your elbow joints. And if you have, Can you just soften them? And now dome up through the back of the shoulder blades. So you would have seen that very subtle. You're pressing, you're not straightening the arms, pressing into the palms of the hands to open up through the back of the shoulders here. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Just stay with me for one more breath in. Good. Knees to the mat. Cat pose. Come back neutral. Press back into child's pose. And then come back neutral. Good. Let's do another round of these. Tuck the toes, hands, fingers. Good. Thumbs are hugging. Elbows are soft. Breathe in. Float the knees up. You're here for 5. Dome up through the shoulders. Keep the elbows soft. 4. Good. 3. Lower ribs. Just draw them into the spine. 2. Alrighty. Last long deep breath in. And this time, press into the palms of the hands, bring the knees onto your ribs and roll up into your first dog pose. You may need to just lengthen the feet out towards the back of the mat a little bit more to land in a lovely long dog. Hands really active here. Take a nice long deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just walk the feet towards the hands. Good, come into a halfway lift. Oh, there you go. And then fold as you exhale. Just rolling on up to the sky, palms above the crown of the head, and then folding back to Mother Earth. Awesome. Halfway lift is there for you. And we're going to step the right foot back into a low lunge. The right foot back into the low lunge. Other right. Breathe in, take the right hand to the front of the mat, and then roll it around through your shoulder saddle. This should be a nice release after having been into the hands. Breathe in. Good, and breathe out. One more, breathe in. Good, breathing out. 2 hands frame the left foot, tuck the right toes. 3-legged dog, taking the left foot to the sky. Good, beautiful. Stay here for a nice long deep breath in. And as you exhale, come forward to plank pose. You can drop the right knee here if you'd like to. Just keep the left leg hovering. Breathe in, come back into dog pose. Hands are nice and strong here. Come back into plank pose. Good. You can drop the knee. Back into dog pose. Feel the shoulders here. Firm through the hands. One more time. Breathe in. Come into plank pose. Good. Drop the feet. Knees to the earth. Come down to the earth. Cobra pose. There's a lovely release through the front of the collarbones here. Dog pose on the exhalation. Good. Walk the feet back to the front of the room and come into a halfway lift. Good, awesome. Fold with me here. Let's go to the second side. Roll on up to the sky. Good, folding back down to the earth. Halfway lift. Good. Left leg sets back this time. Drop the left knee to the mat. As you breathe in, take the left hand to the front of the room, right hand's on the outside of the right leg, and roll this around through the shoulder saddle. Let's do this 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Inhaling. Exhaling. 2 hands to the mat. Tuck the left toes. 3-legged dog. Introduce some length through the back of the leg if you're able to on the left side here. Coming straight into the hands. Breathe in. Good. Ripple forward. You can drop the left knee and lift right if you'd like to. Good. Come on back into dog pose. 3-legged. And then ripple forward into plank. Press and squeeze into the hands, yogis. Pressure into the fingertips, not just the heel of the palm. Come back into dog pose, 3-legged. Float back into plank. Good. Just hold this here. Feel the doming up through the back of the shoulders. Pop the right foot down, drop the knees to the earth, exhaling. Breathe in, cobra. Tuck the toes, dog pose on the exhalation. Good. Just walk the feet back up to the front of the mat again and come into a halfway lift as you breathe in. Folding here, exhale. Coming up to the sky once again. Get some length through the arms here. Good. And then folding to the earth. Halfway lift. Good. Plank pose, exhaling. Ripple forward and then come on down to the earth. Up dog or cobra. And back into downward facing dog, exhale. Take your right leg to the sky. Good. Bring the heel into the buttock. And then just peel the hips open. Now try to stabilize through the shoulder saddle here. Once again, palms of the hands. Press and squeeze into the mat. And feel that wonderful support on the outer shoulders here. Lifting up through the right knee, up and back towards the back of the room. And allowing your left heel to land towards the mat. Beautiful. Stay here for another nice long deep breath in. And as you exhale, step through to crescent. Keep the hands on the earth. Take the left hand to wide to the mat. So right out to the edge of the mat if you're able to, and then take the right hand to the sky. Good. And really open up here so you can feel this wonderful opening through the shoulder on the right side. There's a lot of activity going on through the pelvis here too. And often you'll see the right knee will start to drift in. Just broaden that away. Find a little bit more space here. Awesome. Stay for another breath in. 2 hands to the mat, exhale. Move to the front of the mat into a halfway lift. Awesome. Fold, exhale. Come on up to the sky. Let's go do the second side. And fold to Mother Earth. Halfway lift is there waiting for you. Good. Move through your vinyasa. Up dog. Thumbs hugging, fingers into the earth. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Righty left leg to the sky. Bring the heel into the buttocks, stabilizing through the palms of the hands. Open this up into your 3-legged dog for this morning. Invite the right heel to the mat, lifting up and back through the left side of the body. Alrighty, one more breath in. Feel the hands holding you above the earth. Good. Step through crescent, but you're keeping both hands onto the mat. The right hand goes wide this time. And as you breathe in, take the left hand to the sky, open up. Be mindful the left knee doesn't start to collapse inwards, and open it out, broaden it away from the body, and get nice and big here. Pressing out through the back heel is going to help stabilize the right side of your pelvis as you just grow this pose to where it is for you this morning. Wonderful. Stay for another breath in. 2 hands to the mat. Step to the front of the mat. Good. Halfway lift. Folding as you exhale. Back up to the sky once again. Good. Fold. Let's move through a vinyasa. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And Chaturanga Dandasana, however you want to make that look and feel for you this morning. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Let's take the right leg to the sky. Heel into the buttock. And then peel the hip open. Stay here breathing in. And as you exhale, step through crescent. Right side, hands stay onto the earth. You're going to keep the left hand as exactly where it is. Take it a bit wider if you need more space for the shoulders. And then sweep the right hand to the sky and pop it down behind your head. So it sits into the nape of your neck just here. Good. Now from here, breathe in and curl through the spinal column here, as we did earlier. And then as you exhale, come and tap the inside of your right shin and see if you can straighten that leg just a fraction. Good. Breathe in, come into crescent, open this up, and then curl through the spine. And then come on back, tap the inside of your right shin. 3 more. Breathe in. So very precise movements here to open up the body. Awesome. And then tapping here. 2 more, coming back into crescent and then opening up into revolved and then extending through the spine and drawing the shoulder blade back right side and then come on back and tap. Let's just do that one more time. Come forward, revolve, extend. Good. Come on back and tap. This time, come on up, open the pose up. Good. Take the right hand to the sky. Notice the space that you've created here. Beautiful. Hold this for another 3. Keep pressing the right knee away for another 2. 2 hands to the mat, plank pose. Bring the feet wide to each side of the mat. You can drop the knees here if you would like to, or keep them lifted. Right hand to the front of the room, keep the left hand soft. Switch them around, left hand to the front of the room. So we'd move the weight through the body earlier, right hand, left hand, ribs in, right hand. Good, thumbs hugging, left hand. Beautiful, come forward, bring the feet together and move through a vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog, exhale. Good, other side, left leg to the sky. Come on through into crescent, hands are still onto the earth. You'll move the right hand wider if you'd like to. Breathe in, take the left hand to the sky and pop it down and behind the nape of the neck. Good. Inhale, curl, draw the left leg away. Exhale, just tap the inside of the left shin. As you breathe in, come into crescent and then revolve and then extend. Good. Exhale. Breathing in, revolve, then extend up through the upper spine. Beautiful. Tapping down to the inside of the shin. 2 more to go on this side, yogis. Come with me here. And the last one. Good. Let's just tap this down first. As you breathe in this time, open up the left side of the body. How much more space have you found this morning? Good. 2 hands to the mat. Stepping back to plank pose. And then from here, feet wide. You can drop the knees if you'd like to. Left hand forward. Good. Right hand forward. Doming up. Left hand forward. Good. Right hand forward. Left hand forward. Right hand forward. Bring the feet back together. Drop the knees or move through your vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. Transitioning into downward facing dogs. Good. Drop the knees to the mat, yogis. As you breathe in, cat pose. As you breathe out, neutral. Good. Breathing in, child's pose. Come back to neutral. Cat pose. Good. Come back to neutral. Child's pose. And back to neutral. Let's just do one more to remove the heat, bring the breath back into rhythm, and just to soften through the body. Breathing in, child's pose, and then come back to neutral. Wonderful. Tuck the toes. It's going to revisit this one little strength pose here. Float the knees up. 5. I should be a doodle in the part this time. 4, 3, 2. Last long deep breath in. Good. Press back into downward facing dog. Readjust the feet as you need to. Take the right leg to the sky. It's going to go and lengthen out on the side bodies here. Step through to warrior 2. And then just roll the arms up out of the earth and straighten your right leg. Reach forward. So from here, you may wish to grab a block to help support the pose. And then just rolling the right shoulder under, the left shoulder hovering. Can you keep your left arm to the front of the room? Quadriceps, feel them engage. Feel the soles of the feet supporting you, but not the toes gripping. Good. Feel this lovely lengthening through the left side of the body from the outer hip to the fingertips. Beautiful. Stay for another nice long deep breath in. Come into warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Good. Move through vinyasa. Breathe in and breathing out. Good. Knees to the earth. Tuck the toes. Let's go for the second side. 5. Good. 4. Press up through the back of the shoulders, doming up. It's going to require that connection into the palms of your hands. Press and squeezing the hands together so you're feeling your whole shoulder saddle working for you here. Good. You've got one more to go. Good. Dog pose. Left leg goes to the sky. We're stepping through to warrior two. Cartwheel the hands up out of the earth, straightening the left leg. Set yourself up with your blocks if you need to as you reach the left hand forward and getting long through the right side as you take the right hand to the front of the room. And then the magic occurs when you start to stack the shoulders one on top of the other. Long through the left arm. And even here, just see if you can avoid dropping down onto the mat. Lift up out of the mat, rolling just a little bit more. See if you can look up towards the sky. Lengthening out through the outer right hip, equally so through the right fingertips. Good. Stay with me for another nice long deep breath in. Transition into warrior two, bending the left knee softly. Come on up. And reverse. Yogis move through another vinyasa. Breathing in, up dog or cobra. Good. Breathing out, downward facing dog. I'm here with you. Alrighty, right leg to the sky. Come on through, crescent. Lift up out of the earth. Good. And then exhale, sweep the hands around. And then lengthen them to the front of the room, stabilize through the body. Good. Toes are not gripping on the front right foot, as mine just were. A little reminder to self. This is 3 of 5. Here's number 4. Good. You should be feeling incredible heat just starting to land through your shoulder saddle. Good. Take them to the sky. 2 hands frame the right foot, 3-legged dog. And then from here, you can choose just to handstand hop, or you can choose just to hold the space. And if you can take handstand, get on up there this morning. Hang out in your hands for 5. Good. For 4. 3 more. 2 more. Here's the last breath in. Good. 2 feet to the earth. Ripple forward into a plank pose. Move through the vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. Dog pose as you exhale. Good. Just take the left leg to the sky. Let's go to the other side. Step on through. We're going to warm the shoulders up. Really ensure that we've got them in a lovely spacious place before we land more into them. So these practices are great places to land to introduce yourself to poses. But for those of us who can come into the full pose, for us to land there as well. Good. 2 hands. Frame the left foot. 3-legged dog. Take the left leg to the sky. Get really connected here. Handstand hop. Or hold the space. Wherever you are. 5. Hands press and squeeze. 4. Stay with me. 3. 2 more. Beautiful. Wherever you are. 2 feet to the earth. Let's move through a vinyasa. to the earth. Good, come on up. Meet me in downward facing dog. Awesome. Up onto the toes, yogis. Bend the knees, look forward. Just float with me to the front of the mat and come into a halfway lift. Good, fold with me here. Come on up into Utkatasana. Good. If your hands need to be at 90 degrees, they'll go there. If they need to be here at your heart center, keep them there. Just stay with me for another couple of breaths. Long, long deep breath in. Good, exhale, fold. Come onto a halfway lift and take a block or keep your hands onto the mat. And then as you exhale, just curl through the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone towards the heart. Let's do that 4 more times. Breathe in, lengthen, feel the ribs hug into the spine and lengthen through the sit bones and the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, curl. Breathe in, lengthen. So still lifting up out of the block. Don't become codependent on landing into it, yogis. Ask the body to lift you above the earth. It's there to support. Good, and one more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Alrighty, halfway lift, breathing in, pop the block off to the side of the mat. And then folding here, exhaling. Come on up to the sky mountain, get nice and long through fingertips and then come back down to the earth as you exhale. Awesome, halfway lift. And then move through your Vinyasa. Breathing in. And breathing out. Beautiful. Take the right leg to the sky. Bring the heel into the buttock and then start to peel the hip open as you invite the left heel to the mat. Good, stabilizing through your shoulders. So you should be feeling really lovely and supported through this part of divine self. From here, come on over and flip your dog or stay where you are in three-legged dog. Breathing in. Good, and breathing out. So there's a variation here of wheel. And if you are able to practice coming into wheel here, feel free to catch up with us as we continue to practice. Another long, deep breath in. Good. 2 hands to the mat. Right leg sweeps in underneath. We're just opening up through the shoulder saddle here. Breathe in. Breathing out. Good. 2 more. Open up. And here's the last breath in. Awesome. 2 hands to the mat. Low plank. Drop the knees if you would like to. High plank. Good. Low plank. Good. High plank. Low plank. Come to the earth if you would like to. And then move through up dog to cobra pose. Other side, left leg. Heel into the buttock. Good. Let's peel this open. And you're going to stay or flip your dog. You'll hold that for 5. You'll transition to wheel if that's there for you. 4, 3. Good. 2 more. Stay with me for a nice long deep breath in. Come on back to 3-legged dog and then shoot the left foot through under the body and open up to fallen triangle. 5. Beautiful. 4, 3. 2 more. Good. Come on back to the mat. Drop the knees. Low plank. High plank. Low plank. High plank. Good. Low plank. Travel to the earth if you would like to. Come on into up dog or cobra. Back into dog pose as you exhale. Awesome. From here, right leg to the sky. And just come back through a few handstand hops one more time. While these shoulders are nice and warm, this is your opportunity just to stay in dog pose. to come down into your hands and your knees, or to continue to bounce up into the hands, or if handstand is in your practice, to go back there and revisit it. Beautiful. Just for another 3. Play with this wherever this pocket, this opportunity for you to move into lands, being no more than you need to be. Alrighty, come on down. Drop the knees to the mat. Let's just go find some space. Breathe in, cat pose. Good, exhale, come back neutral. Inhaling, child's pose. Back into neutral. Cat pose. Good. Back into neutral. Child's pose. Back into neutral. And again, cat pose. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Hug the ribs in. Child's pose. Come back into neutral. Alrighty. And again, tuck the toes. Press into the palms of the hands. Hold the knees floating for 5. Just little opportunities to transition with a little bit more strength. 4. Good. 3. 2 more. Alrighty, feel the strength in those palms as you press the pelvis to the sky. Awesome. Ripple forward into plank pose. Come on down to the earth, exhaling. Hands are down by the sides of the ribs, yogis, and as you breathe in, press through the tops of your feet and come up into a really active cobra pose, lifting the knees as you feel the quadriceps engaging. Good. Exhale, come on down. Breathe in, grow this. Good. Breathe out, come on down. And again, breathing in, lift it. Exhale, come on down. Good. Now this time, come on up. You can stay in cobra, or you can bring your hands to the back of the room with the palms facing down. Cool. Keep pressing down through the tops of your feet, finding that place where you can retain space, freedom in the breath. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, come on down. Rest your cheek onto the side of the mat. Well done. We're going to go for a second set here. So as and when you're ready, chin back to center. Hands in underneath the elbows towards the lower ribs. Hug them in if that's comfortable for you. Good. As you breathe in, lift up out of the mat. Toes. Good. Exhale, come on down. Breathe in, lift up. Beautiful. Exhale, come on down. And again, one more time. Breathe in, come on up. Exhaling, coming down. And this time as you breathe in, come on up. Bring the hands to the back of the room. And now one-legged, one-sided bow pose. So take hold of the left foot, bring the right forearm to the mat. And as you press into that right forearm, lift up the left knee. Good. Try and lift it up. Beautiful. So I've opened up the shoulders beautifully to be here. They should still be nice and warm for you. Stay for another breath in. And as you exhale, release. Opposite cheek to the mat, yogis. So we're going to go to the other side. Come on back, chin to center. Bring the hands in underneath the elbows towards the lower ribs. And as you breathe in, curl up out of the earth. Exhale, come on down. Good. 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Third one, inhaling. And exhaling. This time, come on up. Hands to the back of the room. Bring the left forearm to the mat. Bend the knee on the right side. Grab hold of the outside of the right ankle. And with the heel of the foot pressing to the sky, and with you pressing through the forearm on the left side, come into half bow pose. Good. Try and lift the knee up a little more as you press the sole of the foot to the sky, right side. Alrighty, just for another 2. Cool. One more breath in. You've done this. Release. Stack the hands, opposite cheek to the mat. So we're going to go and enjoy the freedom in half Dhanurasana, half bow pose, or indeed full bow pose. You'll choose where you will go to, wherever that is. We shall land there 2 more times. So come on back center. This time we'll meld all 3 movements into one. Come on up into Cobra. Good. Hold this there, hands to the back of the room. And if you were taking half bow, you're going to bend the left knee, take hold of the ankle, and grow the pose. If you're taking both, then you'll bend them both at the same time and reach back and come into full bow pose. Good. Lift the left knee up if you're in half. Stay for 4 more. Good. Alrighty. Just see if you can release a little bit more around the collarbones. Encourage the shoulder blades just to dive down into the lower ribs. Long breath in. If you'd like to stay. Alrighty, chin back to center. We're going to morph them all back into one movement again. Breathe in, Cobra. Take the hands to the back of the room. Bend to the right and the left if you're taking both. Half bow pose or full for 5. Good. Just continuing to open, release, explore, and grow here. Stay with me for another long, deep breath in. Good. Releasing. Come on down to the mat. Just pop the right knee out to the side of the room for a couple of breaths. Nice release through the lumbar spine. Good. Go to the other side. Right leg goes back. Left leg to the side of the room. Awesome. From here, lengthen that leg to the back of the room. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and just press back into child's pose. Get nice and long through the arms and the shoulders here. Allow the armpits and the fronts of the shoulder capsules just to soften. So often in these poses, even though we're inviting you to find space, you'll still be trying to hold yourself above the earth. So just here, see if you can soften through all of those joints. Alrighty. Come on up into your hands and knees once again. Cross the ankles behind you and then come join me seated at the front of the mat. I've grabbed a couple of blocks and a strap while you were taking some time out in child's pose. I've done this because we're going to come into Septagomakasana and then grow that to see where it lands for each one of us. If you don't have a strap, using a blanket or a scarf or a belt or anything that you may have laying around next to you, and of course you don't need to if you're not a binder through your arms. So come on over to your back. First, draw the knees into the chest. We explored this, I think, last week, so let's see how we go with this today. Take the feet into the earth, and as you do that, start to bring the right knee across the left, as if you're crossing your legs. From here, gather the knees into the chest, interlace the hands in front of your left knee, and draw these in. Good. Doesn't that feel amazing? Just this one little stretch through the back of the buttock on the right side. So you can stay here, and here's a great place to stay, especially if you are a little tighter through the pelvis. Those of you that want to come a little further, take hold of your hands to opposite ankles, flexing through the toes to take care of the joint in the ankle. As fragile as the wrist, but have significant connection to the body. We require a lot of them. And then you're taking each foot to the side of the room and bring the knees still a little bit more into your chest. And you can stay here, and there is a great place to stay, or come seated at the front of the mat with me into Supta Gomukhasana, from reclining to seated. Good. Just make sure that we've still got some flexion through the toes to look after the ankles. And then just have a little wriggle about. Not quite sure what the technical yoga term is for that, but find where is comfortable for you to land. And know that you can also be here with crossed legs, right leg in front, and of course the left leg extended underneath you as well. So we have the Gomukhasana, the cow tipping pose, legs happening here. Now this is where we can add to the arms as well. If you're not a binder, stay where you are. And if you're comfortable here, there's no need for you to go anywhere else. Otherwise, right hand to the sky, and you're just going to help the right hand land in the middle of the shoulder blades behind you. This is where you could use a strap. Then you're going to take the left hand around it and bind here. Place the right crook of the elbow into the back of the head, and then just put a little pressure into that. So you can feel that lovely opening through the armpit, through the triceps, biceps. You've worked significantly into your hands and your shoulders today, and this is a lovely way just to give a little bit back if it sits in your body. And then from here, you can fold forward if that allows you to. Otherwise, grab a strap and just use the strap to help bind you here. There is so much that is happening in this pose just now. It takes a lot of you to stay. And sometimes the hardest things to hear when you're in these strong poses is me asking you to stay just a little longer. Good. Stay for a breath in. Those of you that are sitting where I am, just release through the back of the hands, the back body. Very, very slowly let them release. Good. Take them to the sky. We're going to twist to the right side. If you're still reclining, just stay exactly where you are. Where you are is a great place to be. But if you're sitting up with me, a little twist to help release through the left side of the body is a nice place to land. Especially sometimes through the left side of the neck when you've been bound. Cool, just release here. Let's go and join everybody else that may still be reclining. Come on back. Legs unravel. Good, just bring the hands in behind the knees. Roll through the ankles to bring a little bit of space into that joint. They become quite important, especially when we're seated. And then pointing through the toes and flexing, pointing and flexing. Awesome. So we have the other side to go. 2 feet into the earth to start with. Let's just lift the pelvis up. Just a nice little soft bridge, nothing too active here. And then roll the pelvis back down again. Take the left knee over the right. Gather these into the chest as we did on the right side, interlacing the hands, this time in front of the right knee, and draw these in. Oh, there goes that lovely familiar place to land, where you can feel these poses in Divine Self. I'm just going to hang around here for a little while, and here may be where you hang while we continue our journey on the left side. So that could be that you take the ankles, opposite ankles with hands, draw the knees in a little further. Good, flexing through the toes to look after the ankle joint. And that could be where you hang, or you could come hang with me sitting at the front of the mat. Good, just let this land into the pelvis. And once again, you may wish to lengthen your right leg to the front of the room. Indeed, you may even wish to cross your legs with the left leg in the front. So more of a cross-leg pose. You'll still be feeling this though. And then we take the left hand to the sky. Give it a little bit of help. So I'm tighter on my left side, generally. Having said that though, I've been doing these binds for a few days now, so Sometimes you find that a little bit more space just arrives because you've come back to embrace a pose that maybe you've not been into for some time. Once again, just the elbow into the back of the head so that you can press into the crook of the elbow and just feel that lovely lengthening through the left side. And then for those of us that can fold forward, you'll do so. My right front shoulder capsule is a little tight this morning. I can feel that just here in this bind. The bind is comfortable enough, but if I fold forward, I'm going to put undue strain, unnecessary strain on that joint. And so I'm going to stay seated on this left side. However, the story that I've shared with you is not to let you know how my body functions, but to bring to you how important it is to be aware. And just to move within the space and the range of motion that's available to you. Good. And each side, these poses that you move through, they offer and they also feed back differently from one side to the other. Alrighty, let's just take another nice long deep breath in. Very gently releasing. Beautiful. Allow the hands to unbind slowly and take them to the sky. If you're seated with me, let's go take the twist on the other side. Good. If you're still hanging around on the back, just stay there. We're going to join you in just a moment. Unravel to the front of the room. Let's roll on down onto our backs. Unravel the legs, take the back to the knees with the hands or the forearms. Roll through the ankles. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. And just one more time. Beautiful. Bring the feet down to the earth, yogis, and then just lift up into a very soft bridge. Realigning the pelvic bowl, realigning the spine. Roll it down again. Now, if we didn't take a twist together seated, let's take a twist together here, laying on the earth. Take the right knee over the left, press into the sole of the left foot, lift the pelvis up, and just shuffle it off a little bit to the left side. So you're slightly on the outer left hip here. You can use a block underneath your knees if you would like to, and I really support that happening so that you can keep both shoulder blades onto the earth. If, however, you don't need the block and you can still maintain a connection through your shoulder saddle to the earth, then go there. See if you can look to the opposite side and see if you can also just soften through the front of your shoulder capsules. You're feeling your shoulders supporting you in the back of the earth, in the back body and the earth here now. Awesome, come on back center. Unravel the feet. Press into the soles of the feet. You'll notice your pelvis should swing back to the left side. So just need to realign that before we go to the other side. So left foot over the right. Press into the sole of the foot. Lift the pelvis up. Shuffle over to the right side. And then come into the twist on the other side. Looking to the opposite side of the room. So in this instance, knees to the right. Your gaze is going to the left. Beautiful. Come on back center, vision. And the legs unravel. Lift the pelvic bowl back up again. Good, roll this back down to the earth. Gather your knees into your chest, yogis, and just roll through the back of the pelvic bowl. So rolling around a couple of times left and right side, and notice how that is feeling. There's an option for you this morning. If you would like to take it, then please do. If you would like to stay in your traditional Shavasana, of course, that is a place for you to be as well. If you have a block or blankets or a cushion, in this case I have my bolster, and I'm going to place this down behind my back, rolling from the base of my spine. And then from here, I'm just going to lay my body down over the top of this and then give my arms the space they need to go to each side of the room. Now from here, I can keep my feet standing. I could bring them into Baddha Konasana as we were earlier, with a lovely external rotation through the pelvis, or I can lengthen them to the earth. But just here, as we've worked so strongly through the shoulders, through the shoulder capsules, this is a beautiful place for you to come into, even if it is for just a few minutes before you come to traditional Shavasana. So come land here if you have the space and if you have the support. And just feel the front of your body open and expand with every inhalation. And just allow yourself to nestle down, to really snuggle down into the support underneath the body on every exhale. If you've dived straight off into your traditional Shavasana, then just find the space through the feet and the arms out to the side of the body, and letting the shoulder blades just drift down the back of the body to land in that wonderful place, corpse pose. And so, yogis, you've spent your morning warming up through your shoulders, having a little corridor about how we use them and how we can feel them supporting us above Papa Tuanuku. And we've also gone through and strengthened through this place. And now we've just given them a space to find a wonderful place to restore. If you're still in reclining fish pose supported, however your legs are, if you're comfortable there, stay. If it's time for you to move now into your traditional Shavasana, then please go and do that. It's been a pleasure again to be with you this morning in your little whare and your yoga practice. So from me to you, be well and stay safe in your little bubble. Namaste.